We're in San Jose on April 11th, 2015 for our annual Spinal Cord dinner. This is the fundraiser for the Lou Reed Spinal Cord Fund for the Fraternal Order of Eagles. We have a live demonstration of a wonderful piece of machinery that helps people who are handicapped stand up and walk again. Later in this presentation, you will see a young man stand and walk. A young man who has been wheelchair bound for many years. Stick around. Watch what's going on.
Ladies and gentlemen, turned on? No?
Oh, I turned the volume down.
Ladies and gentlemen, Matt Dilfer.
Foot rotated a little bit, and we decided not to stop the fix.
Hello everyone, thanks for coming out tonight. Thanks for having us here. It's a really special night, and I just want to tell you a little bit about myself. I was in a car accident in 2007. I sustained a spinal cord injury, and I found Ekso Bionics a few years after my spinal cord injury and started going in and doing some R&D and working with them. And what I've noticed, changes in my own body were huge, and I really enjoyed seeing myself happier. Something about standing tall and making eye contact with people in conversations was huge to me. And a couple other things is flexibility. My legs are stretched out a lot more. So I really appreciate the device that they've built for my community, people like me, and to give us a chance to walk again and a chance to get a little exercise and come do things like this with you guys.
We hear from a lot of people who stand for the first time that as they stand, their self-esteem rises with them. Would you say that was your experience?
Yeah, that's very true.
After sitting, how long did you sit before you were able to stand?
3 years?
3 years in a wheelchair before he stood. You can imagine how much of an emotional impact that is on a person and their loved ones. You have to live with somebody in this situation to see them get up. You just know that it does so much good for everybody involved. We're very glad that you were able to do this. I have a couple of questions. How often do you get to stand?
Not as often as I'd like to. It's a therapy device, so it's meant to be in a rehab setting. I get to use it maybe a couple times a month at the most. I go in and help do R&D and then do events like this. So it'd be nice to be able to do it more often. But even the little that I've done it, I've seen major benefits in my own health.
So there is a big need to have many more of these out in the field. And I understand you're from Modesto?
Yes.
And so it must be a long trip for you to be able to go and find a place where you can stand. So, yeah, we definitely need to put many more of these out in the field. One of the things that they said in the video, and that video is now a couple of years old, was that it was in use in 30 hospitals. Well, now there's over 110 of them actually in use in the field across the United States and Europe. And they talked about 3,000 steps having been taken. We're now over 15 million steps with these devices have been taken. So it's no longer science fiction. It's actually here. It's something that we really do need to put out in the field And the more people that get to use them, the more research can be done. And can you imagine in the future, we're not going to tell spinal cord injury people that you're never going to walk again. We're going to tell them the development is there. Eventually these things will be common enough that we'll be just fitting everybody with one. And they will get to the point where they can be used by anybody. When I spoke with Max from Ekso Bionics, he said, you remember the old cell phones that were the big brick with the antenna sticking out of them?
Yeah.
He says, that's what this is. And we're going towards the smartphone of today. So there's going to be a lot of development in this field, and the more we can contribute to purchasing them and getting them out in the field, the more development that will be done. So we're very excited about what the future of this really robotics and extra limbs are going to end up being for the country. So we're very grateful of your coming out. Does anyone have any questions?
I have a bunch.
Kurt?
How much does one cost today? I mean, if for a single placement.
It's interesting that you should say that, because just yesterday I received a memorandum of understanding, and we'll be paying $150,000 per unit.
Has that price come down over the course of the last few years? And
we are fortunate to get that price. They actually wanted to price it at $200,000, and we were put in contact with an outfit called Soldier Socks that had negotiated to buy 80 units at $150,000. And so we're actually going to purchase the units from Soldier Socks, but they're going to be as if though we purchased them. They will have the eagle emblems on them, all of the logos, and they will be understood that they've been furnished by Fraternal Order of Eagles.
How much do they weigh? Are they very heavy?
Well, the heaviest part of it is for me to carry it out of my car. With the batteries, it's 50 pounds, but the device supports itself, and I can actually walk this device around without mat in it, so it's holding itself and mat. When he turns, he has to carry a little weight. If he loses balance, he's got to carry himself and the device. But when he's balanced like this, he shouldn't be carrying much weight, and he can answer how much work it is for him.
It's not much work at all.
This device was originally invented for the military application of carrying large backpacks, a couple 100-pound backpacks, on a 20-mile run. And the soldier would do that and not be exhausted, not be worn out, not feel any of the weight. So the device itself carries the weight, and so it's not a problem for the person using it. Larry?
Have they done anything other than a slow walk? Is it able to do basically a faster walk than a slow, or is it possible to do a run?
Well, we're not quite at running yet. As people get more advanced, we can use software to make the steps go faster. The weight shifting from side to side is really where the time is spent. But we have some, and Matt can crank it up too. It's a little hard in an environment like this, but we can not quite what you and I would do as a normal pace, but we're probably around 50% of our speed at our advanced walking right now.
I have a sponsorship level called a runner. If you want to donate $100,000, we'll make you a runner sponsor.
Can I be put on the time payment?
Yeah, everything paid by the end of the month?
How long does it take for you to actually put the suit on?
Well, we had a 12-minute video and we were done in about 2 minutes. So it's not too long. The engineers did a nice job of making it pretty friendly to go, because it's a rehab device. We can go from one patient to another in roughly about 5 to 6 minutes.
That's it?
Can you tell us anything about the progress working on children?
Well, I think I'm fairly restricted on what I'm allowed. We're a public company, so I think I actually legally Can't say too much about tomorrow because it can affect things, but we're actively looking at a product line that will encompass both larger sizes and smaller sizes, so the pediatric world is important. We're working towards the home devices. Those are all things that are important as we head towards a smartphone type technology. We have a ways to go, and there's also a lot of branches that we can cover as well. And all of those are, we're aware of them, and we just have to prioritize with our finances and how we do that.
Obviously, we talk about the phones. The phones used to be big, and the VCRs used to be big, and they used to be very expensive. And as technology increases, size goes down, cost goes down. Is there a time frame where you estimate that it might be possible that this would be commonplace for just about anyone that wanted to purchase one? It could be maybe the cost of a car, or to that. Is there a time frame, 5 years, 10 years, that you think that might be possible?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely something we talk about quite a bit, and that's one of our plans. Thinking about smaller, like a pediatric version, you can also take on as an engineering product, just get it cheaper. That's the project. So that's important to us as well. I think if you say in the 5 to 10 year range that will happen. Mostly it's going to take volume. Like what you guys are doing for us helps us get through the pain of today and helps us be able to put more money into tomorrow. So that it's really going to take some adoption to drive that success and get the cost of manufacturing to come down.
One last question here. So,
How long is the battery good for on those units?
Well, when I got here, I turned it on and first started with a 99, and I left it running necessarily for a fair amount of time, and we're at 60% of the battery. He can walk probably an hour and a half before we would swap him out, and it's like a laptop. These batteries pop off and pop on in 30 seconds. We could be walking again.
I think they come with 2 sets of batteries.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you very much.
I'm gonna make a little tune-up here before we walk out. Okay.
Larry, you might be able to put it in a footprint with you.
You probably beat me.
You can see all the movies that I like, you can see all the walls, so much different ones, right there. No, it does not.
I have a reading regarding our veterans and their service.